Hi guys, Marcia here with KGB Styles, and I'm here with my new summer Know Me pattern, ME2127. For this sew along, we'll be sewing the shorts, which is view B. The shorts have pockets, a zip up front, contrasting border around the hem, and pleats in the front. So grab your two favorite contrasting fabrics and let's get started. So for this sew along, I'll be working on view B of my Know Me pattern ME2127, and that's going to be the shorts. Make sure you take a look at your pattern instructions for sizes, cut-in layouts, and pattern markings, and go ahead and apply your interfacing to the pieces that need interfacing. Let's grab our materials and let's get started. First, we're going to start with piece 16. This is our front band. You should have cut 4 of these. Go ahead and interface 2 of them. We're going to reinforce the corners here and clipping to the dot. Okay, so I went ahead and reinforced the corners by stitching 1 inch from the dot and through the dot, and now I am going to clip it, making sure not to clip through that stitch. Then we're going to grab piece 10. Piece 10 is our front, the front of our shorts. We are going to grab two of our front band pieces, and with right side spacing, we're going to match the dots and notches and pin the front band to the front of the short at the bottom of the hem, or the bottom edge. Let me move this one away. So go ahead and pin or clip, matching the notches and lining up those raw edges. All right, so you're going to do this for both front pieces. You go ahead and take it to the machine, and we're going to stitch, making sure to pivot at the dot and stitch all the way to the end. Okay, so now that you have applied your front band, it should look like this on your front. And make sure you do both pieces. And we're going to go ahead and create the pleat on our front. To create the pleat, you should have made markings for your pleat. There would be a solid line. I actually marked mine with notches, and I cut where the 2 notches are going to fold together. So we're going to bring the inner notch or the inner line, depending on how you made your markings, and we're going to bring it to that outer line and making sure you're folding on the folding line that you marked. And I'm going to go ahead and pin this, and we'll take this to the machine and we'll just baste the top, basting it down. Do that for both sides. Okay, so once you have completed your pleat for your front skirt, we're going to grab piece number 13, and this is our pocket facing. And with right sides together, you should have 2 of these. We're going to take one, put the other one aside, and with right sides facing, you're going to line up the notches in those raw edges and match the dots. Go ahead and pin the pocket to the side And we are going to, my dot disappeared. We are going to stitch this pocket from the upper dot, which is right here, from the upper dot to the bottom dot. Do that for both pockets. Once you get your pocket facing in, go ahead and clip to that small dot at the bottom of the pocket facing, making sure not to clip into the stitching. And we're gonna just trim that seam a bit. Now you can take it to the machine and we're gonna understitch it, stitching the seam to the pocket from the front side, and then we'll just give it a press. Okay, so we have our pocket facing in. We have understitched it. We are pressing it inside with the wrong sides together, making that crease here. And now we're going to take it to the machine and we're going to edge stitch it 1/4 of an inch from the edge of the pocket. Do that for both sides. Okay, so now we're going to take our side and pocket, and with right sides together, we're going to pin our side pocket to our pocket facing, matching the raw edges and the dots. Then we'll take it to the machine and we'll stitch it. So we're going to go ahead and take this to the machine and stitch around the perimeter of the pocket. Once you finish, go ahead and tack that side down. You can just baste it. Make sure you catch that pocket seam to the side. Alrighty. And we're going to baste the top. So we have our front crotch partly stitched. We're going to go ahead and fold back the left front opening edge along the fold line, and I'm actually going to clip it to the dot, and I'm going to take it to the machine. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to take it to the ironing board, and I'm going to press this back. Okay, you should have something that looks like this. This would be the right front side, this would be your left front side, and you fold it back the left front edge along the fold line. So we're going to go ahead and pin the zipper to the left side. Now I have a white zipper. I thought I had a black zipper, but I didn't, so we're just going to go with the white zipper. It should be fine. So we are going to place our closed zipper face up. This is our face up under the front opening, stopping at the small dot. I am going to press that close to the teeth, and I'm going to use my pins. I'm going to use my pins to pin this in place. Then we'll take it to the machine. and we'll stitch it down using our zipper foot. And we're going to take it to the machine and we're going to baste close to this pressed edge. Okay, so now grab my piece 12, which is my fly, my left fly. We're going to fold this in half. I'm going to press it, fold this in half with right sides together. I'll go ahead and stitch along the bottom of the zipper fly, and I'll turn it right side out. Okay, so I went ahead and turned the zipper fly right side out and gave it a press. And now I'm going to take it to the machine. I'm going to baste the raw edges. Okay, so what we're going to do with that left fly is we are going to place it right side down over the back of the zipper we just stitched, and we're going to pin it, matching up that edge there. Where's my pins? And stopping at the dot at the bottom. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the machine and we are going to baste that left fly facing right over the stitches we just made. Okay, so we just attached the left fly under the left zipper on the left side, and I forgot to press record. So it's real easy. It's just a straight stitch. Just make sure that you have your fly lined up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to grab piece 11, which should be interfaced. So here we have our right fly, and with right sides together, we're going to pin the right fly to the right side. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the machine and we're going to stitch from the top to the dot. Okay, so once you finish getting your right fly on, you're going to actually understitch it. So I'm going to press that seam to the fly, and then I'm going to stitch right on top close to the edge. Alright, so now that we have our right fly on, we're going to go ahead and finish up our zipper. I am going to just pin this in place real quick so that I can get my zipper placed right. Okay, so I just pinned the zipper, the right fly over the left, and we still have that right zipper to sew on. So I'm going to fold back my left fly, and we're just going to pin first. We're going to pin and stitch the right zipper to the right fly. So make sure you have your left fly out of the way. we're going to take this to the machine and stitch close and stitch the zipper down. Okay, so I'm going to stitch with my zipper foot. I'm going to stitch close to the zipper teeth. Make sure you have your other fly and any other part of the shorts out of the way. Got my pins. Okay, so I went ahead and pinned my left fly out of the way so that we can do the top stitching on the right fly. So there should be some, you should have made markings so that you can follow for that. And I actually have my marking up here, but the other one was, the rest of the marking has disappeared with my ironing. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get that back on there. And then we'll take it to the machine and do our top stitching. And then we'll be finished with our zipper. Okay, so I was able to get my markings back on for my top stitch. So now we're just going to actually change our zipper foot back to our standard foot first. And we are going to stitch that top stitching. Okay. Okay, so we have finished putting together the front of our shorts. So we are going to put this aside and we're going to assemble the back part of our shorts. So we're going to grab piece 15, which is our back, and we're just going to grab one piece here and grab piece 17, which you should have already reinforced the corners here. And we are going to put right sides together. Make sure I have the right piece. Okay, this is my right side. So we're going to put right sides together, matching up the dots and the notches, matching up that corner dot there. I'm going to pin that dot in place just so I know where it is, because that's where we're going to start. Okay, and pinning the remainder of the contrasting hem to the shorts. And just like we did the front, we're going to take it to the machine and we'll stitch it, making sure to pivot here at the dot when we stitch. And we'll do this for both sides. Okay, so I went ahead and pressed the seam down, and I'm just going to clip that little corner there out so that it'll lay flat. Like that. And then we're going to get ready and do our darts. So to bring the darts together, I've made notches where the dart will meet. So with the right side up, we're going to fold that in with right sides together, matching those notches where your line would be. And on the back, I've made a dot, and that's where I'm going to put my other pin. And then I'm going to take it to the machine, and I'm going to stitch from those notches, slanting all the way to that dot. And I'm going to leave loose the string so that I can tie it so that it won't pucker. Let's do that now. in. Okay, so our back darts are in. We went ahead and pressed those out with the dart facing towards the outside hip or outside the side of the short. And we're gonna put the front and the back together. So grab your front and take the back corresponding piece, and with right sides together, we're gonna pin the side matching the notches first, lining up those seams to the contrasting fabric. Let's go ahead and pin those together. Okay, so once you have stitched the sides, go ahead and press the seams open. Should look like this in the front. And we're going to, with the right sides together, we're going to stitch the inner leg front to back at the inner leg, matching up those notches and especially those seams. Since they're contrasting seams, you want to make sure you match them up well. Do that on both sides, and then we'll take it to the machine and we'll stitch it. Okay, so once you've stitched your inner leg, go ahead and press the seam flat on both sides, and we're going to go ahead and finish our crotch seam. So we're going to turn one leg right side out and place it inside the other leg so that we have right sides facing, much like this. And then we're going to match our seams, our inner leg seams together, and pin it. Or clip it, and go ahead and clip all the way up from the waistline in the back all the way to the front. All your notches should be matching, and your raw edges should be matched up also. So we are going to take this to the machine, and we are going to start at our dot in the crotch under the zipper, and we're going to stitch all the way up and around to the waistline in the back. Okay, so to reinforce the crotch seam, we're going to stitch 1/4 of an inch starting there between the raw edge and the stitch. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and grab our waistband, which is piece 18. I went ahead and I pressed under 1/2 inch on the long unnotched edge of my waistband, and you're going to need to trim about 1/4 of an inch off of that. All right. Now with right sides together, we are going to bring in our shorts, and we are going to pin, matching the notches and the dots. We're going to pin our waistband to our shorts or clip. Okay, so now we're going to take it to the machine and we're going to stitch it all the way around. Okay, so now that our waistband is on, I went ahead and trimmed and pressed the seam up toward the waistband. And now we're going to fold the waistband along the fold line with right sides together. And we're going to stitch the ends here. Going to fold it all the way around. Then we'll stitch the ends and trim that seam. And let's take it to the machine and go ahead and stitch our ends. Okay, so I went ahead and stitched those ends and clipped them. We're going to turn it right side out, pressing those ends out too. And this time when we fold it back over, we can actually take it to the ironing board and press our waistband over along that fold line, covering up that seam at the waist. I'm gonna go ahead and pin that back down again. So, and then once you have that pressed, you can stitch in the ditch, and then we'll move on to our contrasting hem. Okay. Okay, so once you have finished stitching in the ditch, your waistband is on, you can go ahead and finish your waistband by adding a hook and eye on the inside right above the zippers. And then once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the contrasting hem and go ahead and line that with the facing and finish it up. Okay, so to finish up our shorts, we're going to go ahead and finish our contrasting hem. So go ahead and take piece 1617, which is your front and back facing. We're gonna, with right sides together, clip or pin the ends, matching the notches and the sides. And we're going to take this to the machine and we will stitch it. Stitch both ends, the long end and the shorter end. Okay, so you should have already reinforced your corners and clipped them. I also went ahead and pressed out my seams. We're going to go ahead and take our shorts, and at the bottom edge of the contrasting hem with right sides facing, we're going to match up our raw edges, our seams, and notches and dots, and go ahead and clip that together all the way around. Okay, so now we're going to take it to the machine and stitch it. Make sure that we are pivoting at the dots in the corner. Okay, so while I'm here at the machine, I went ahead and I trimmed my seam, and I'm going to do an understitch, pressing the seam towards the facing. So once you finish under stitching your contrasting hem facing, go ahead and press it and turn under the raw edges and pin it. And then once we're done, we'll take it to the machine and stitch in the ditch. Okay, so once you're done with your stitch in the ditch on your contrasting hem, you can go ahead and hand stitch your hook and eye to your waistband, and you're done. All that's left is to wear, style, and repeat. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And for more styling and sewing tips, follow me on Instagram at Kichibi Styles. Peace.